You're charged with evading arrest, detention in a vehicle that's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could send you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him? Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense is at the plea.
It is.
State is at the plea.
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Sir, no.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be no operation of any vehicle until you produce a valid driver's license. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state? And the court does not have to follow those recommendations. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Pending exhibit when that happens, sir.
State you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
How old are you? Why are you doing this?
Honestly, I really did think that I got out of the spot where I was at, where I was hanging around bad people, and
Well, no, you are the bad person because there were 2 other people in the vehicle. And if people were able to identify those 2 other people, they would say you are the bad people. And they will be before me. And you know what they were saying? I really thought I had got out of the spot of hanging around with bad people. And if I asked them who the bad people were, they'd name you. So don't do this thing about you're with bad people.
I'm sorry. To be honest with you, I got ready to get my life together. The 100 days I spent in jail really did change my mind about a lot of things, and honestly, I just want to move forward for my own life and for my sake, and actually get on the right track and move forward in my life and make something in my life instead of being in courtrooms. And
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And I have the ability to drug test you today. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I wouldn't know, miss. It might come out positive.
All right, so you're still not doing what you need to do. And what would it be positive for?
It's because just marijuana. It's because I hang around people like that. And
Yeah, you're still doing it.
It's coworkers, miss. I'm sorry. I
And
really
where do you work?
Dairy Queen on John McMullen.
So everybody at the Dairy Queen is.
Not everyone,
smoking.
but it's people just come in. People are just smoking. People are outside smoking. It's everywhere, really.
And see, that's why you can't eat everyone's cooking. Because people are back there with the fries and the burgers, smoking weed. And smoking weed on breaks. I don't want people smoking weed over my food.
Yeah, but now I really have understood a lesson that my mom has helped me learn, and honestly, I just want to move forward and never be in the courtroom again, and hopefully I can get through this probation. I know I will get through
Who
it.
owns this Grand Prix?
Was that?
This Grand Prix that you were driving, who owns it?
I don't know, miss.
You just driving a vehicle?
I wasn't driving.
He was passenger. He was references that, but
Okay, if he's a passenger in a vehicle, how is he charged with evading arrest, detention in a vehicle? Somebody explain this to me. Am I reading the law incorrectly? If you're evading arrest and a detention in a vehicle, don't you actually have to be driving the vehicle?
There was some circumstances where the police asserted that they believe he was, but we've asserted that he was not.
Well, I mean, y'all should be going to jury trial then. If he wasn't driving the vehicle, as far as I'm aware of the law, then he cannot be guilty of evading arrest, detention in a vehicle.
Miss,
Now, who knows? Maybe if he's a passenger in a vehicle and he's holding a gun to somebody's head, forcing them to drive, maybe that would be creative. But if he's not driving the vehicle, he can't be charged with evading detention in a vehicle. The key to evading detention in a vehicle is you have to be the person who's driving the vehicle evading.
someone had told me, I'm sorry if it's my turn to speak.
Go ahead, speak.
Someone had told me that when I first got to jail, I asked them that same question. I said if I was on driving, what's called I asked them, I said, and how is it
What,
I
here's
charged
the
with
thing.
this? They had told me that in the state of Texas that it's if you're in the vehicle that you can get charged with as well.
Well, that's why
Evading
you
arrest
need to
is-
speak to attorneys and not people that you're hanging around with
It's
who
my-
didn't go to law school. What I'm telling you, unless somebody can bring me some case law that says somebody can be charged with evading arrest, detention in a vehicle, and they're not driving the vehicle, this plea is not happening today.
Great. We'll pull it back, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we're back on this case. Does anybody state, he says he wasn't driving the vehicle.
I understand.
You're charged with violation bond, a protective order, assault, stalking. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Hmm.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your
Do
Honor.
you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is, and I believe he was, Your Honor.
Mr. Lucas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter his plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2025 PF 00972. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition or be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, I had spoken to Rick about it with the no contact order. We were just gonna ask for a slight little change to it. Basically,
What I can tell you is the court is going to order no contact. So if that's something that is a deal breaker for you all, then that's a deal breaker for you, but I'm not going to remove the no contact order.
Hey, yes, ma'am.
Do you still wish to go forward with this plea? All right, state is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel at the meeting, such motions.
no, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be 100 hours community service restitution, the BIPP, and TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state will offer evidence. It is Exhibit 1 with all attachments.
I reviewed that with my client, Your Honor. We have no objections.
All right, did you review the waiver? Oh, have you spoken to the complainant?
Yes, we have. Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so according to the police report, it says this was assault of a pregnant person. I'm assuming she was pregnant. Well, is she currently pregnant? Was she pregnant during this?
At the time, yes, ma'am.
All right, so are you in love with her?
We're supposed to be getting married.
Well, not on my watch. That marriage is off. You can't have any contact with her.
You told me, ma'am.
I mean, I don't understand. If you love her, then why are you putting her hands on her in violence? And at Kentucky Fried Chicken, no less.
When I understood it was dismissed, ma'am, that didn't happen.
Oh, well, let me just tell you what it said. It's in the police report. The victim told dispatcher she was being assaulted by her boyfriend at the restaurant. I made contact with the victim while she was outside the vehicle. Victim stated suspect assaulted her before. Victim stated that there is a no contact order in place. While victim was in the drive-through ordering food, victim stated suspect showed up to the incident location on foot. Victim stated suspect started arguing with her through her car window, telling her they need to get back together. Victim continued to argue with suspect. Then victim stated suspect punched her 3 times while he was standing outside the vehicle. I could see redness on victim's cheek and dried blood on her lips. Victim stated that she would be willing to make a statement. I guess she's changed her mind or you've talked to her. And then it says suspect refused to tell me his birthday. He ended up getting your birthday from the victim. Shortly after, suspect stated he came to the location with victim. Suspect stated that he is aware there's a no contact order between him and the victim. So you're still violating protective orders. So what I'm telling you is for the 4 years that you're on deferred adjudication in this court, you're not getting married to her because you're not having contact. And I'm not going to allow you to get married to her by proxy. Maybe during these four years where she has no contact with you, she'll be able to reflect that she can do better. So it's 4 years deferred adjudication, a $1,500 fine probated, affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant. If the complainant comes to your house trying to get back together with you, you better call the police and say that you have a no contact order. If she calls you and says, let's get back together, don't go over to her house because I'm telling you can't have any contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children with her other than maybe the one?
Yes, no, ma'am. Other than that.
Do you have any other children other than the one with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many other children do you have?
I got 7 altogether.
All right, and what are their ages?
I really don't got custody of them, so I don't really.
Well, what are their ages?
I'm not sure, ma'am. I don't got custody of them.
So you're just being fruitful and multiplying. Okay.
Young at the moment.
How old were you with your first child?
19, I believe.
All right, and how old are you now?
30.
And are you employed?
I was, but we came up here for vacation, so I'm not currently.
Doing what?
But was up here for New Year's.
You came up here for a few years for vacation?
New Year's.
New Year's, and never left.
So I got locked up.
All right, 4 years deferred adjudication, as I previously stated, $1,500 fine, probated, affirmative finding of family violence, no contact with the complainant, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, BIP, TAP evaluation in custody, follow recommendations, proof of employment within 30 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, no unsupervised contact with minors, 100 hours of community service restitution. The court is going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, parenting classes will be, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. GPS partial for employment until further notice. And field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else?
Yes, going through the jail judge.
Yes, waive fees and taking in consideration 2025 PF 00972.
Excuse me,
Mhm.
on the GPS, I didn't know I was going on the GPS.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna be on GPS because I need to know where you are.
I don't got, oh. no, I put that in.
He doesn't have an address.
Oh, they'll work with him on getting him an address.
I ain't got no choice but to say.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived, I'm sorry, I need that. And because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. But this is just for the bond, breaking bond.
No, this is for your being on probation. You're gonna be on GPS in this court until further notice.
And,
This is for Vasquez.
okay, okay.
That's one of them.
All right, Noah Koch.
Oh, and we did this TIC the other case, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Noah Koch.
Appreciate it.
Yes, come down.